All right, well, when I was in 4th grade, I played the kidney in the school play. Luie Rivera Jr. is instead slapping ladies on the ass, rapping about cocaine, and going by the name Lil Poopy. And his dad has had police have filed a complaint against his dad for this, saying it's not appropriate. I don't know, let's take a look at his video and figure it out for ourselves.
Also, I can't trust myself, so hell no, I can't trust you. Shout to Walk, shout to Gucci, call me Poopy Vuitton because my outfit's Louis. The kid got it locked, they want to childproof me. I'm a cocaine cowboy, how howdy doody. I'm a coke boy, I'm a coke boy. I'm a coke boy, I'm a coke boy. I think I'm Fresh Montana, I'm a coke boy. I think I'm Fresh Montana, I'm a coke.
He's a coke boy. It didn't finish, but he's a coke boy, just so you know.
I hadn't figured it out yet.
That's bad rapping, no?
I'm more offended by the terrible rapping and the name Lil Poopy.
Yeah, it's bad rapping, bad name.
Well, the rapping is probably pretty consistent with what we're dealing with in popular rap now. It's just the way it works now. I mean, that flow was, I'm trying to figure whose flow that's based off. It's somebody. If you hear the beat with it, maybe it'll help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought he was being hurt at first when I heard it.
Police filed a report, a 51A with the Department of Children and Families, and that is for alleged abuse and neglect of a child under the age of 18. I don't know if I would call this abuse and neglect.
This is a really interesting case because, all right, so he's slapping women in the ass, he's simulating sex acts, and he's gyrating, he's dry humping.
I think one of them was called Lil Poopy, getting it in.
Yeah, and he's got women.
9-year-old.
He's got women like lifting up his shirt and touching his body. It's pretty bad. Now, his dad claims, look, he's just an actor. He's an actor. Like, what's the problem? And he gets paid $7,500 per performance. So dad's like, look, my little Poopy is making some real money here. So don't be in my business. And he's like, I'm gonna call my lawyers and get off my ass. What do you guys think? I mean, is Little Poopy does Little Poopy's dad and Little Poopy have the right to pursue this as a means of making money, or is this a form of child abuse, child neglect? What do you guys think?
Well, is his dad making him do this? I mean, I'm sure he didn't learn about cocaine boys and slapping
if his
bitches
dad's
on the ass
making
on his
him
own.
do it, that's not good. But let's assume for this discussion that Little Poopy's doing it voluntarily.
This is his idea.
He's into it. No, it's the dad's idea. Dad's like, do you want to do this? And he's like, yeah, I want to do it. And he's doing it.
Because the consent of a 9-year-old is worth so much.
Or just, I guess the comparison which Steve made before, you have a child actor. They didn't write the lines, they play the part. Maybe they enjoy playing the part. They didn't write the lines.
So is his dad just a famous director-writer now?
No, he doesn't have to be famous, but that's just someone who wrote obviously he's getting paid, $7,500 per appearance?
Yeah.
So the fact that there's a paycheck coming from the work, even though the work is horrendous, I don't know who's paying the $7,500 for this kid to show up to his event.
Well, they're probably just like, oh, look at this kid. It's so funny. He's rapping about making you his hoe. I don't even know.
Yeah, he's rapping about making women his hoe. He's rapping about taking other guys' girlfriends and making them his groupie.
It's a comedy show
It's
in reality,
ridiculous,
but the sad part is
it the most avant-garde comedy show ever?
Yeah, no,
because I don't think you can argue that.
Yeah, no, when you hear about the touching and back and forth with women, that was cut and dry, easy for me to say that that's child abuse, sexual child abuse. Just because it's not a little girl with an old 60-year-old man touching her, it's still, it's screw this kid up too to see what reality really is.
Do you think that he'll have long-term issues because of this?
I don't think there'll be issues. I think he'll be kind of I don't want to disparage the kid. I think he's not going to be a very clear thinking
This happened
person.
at the Oscars the other day, so be careful with your words.
All right, look, here's my take on it. I think we have a little bit of a different standard today on parenting and what parents are supposed to do and what's appropriate for kids than we did some time ago. Jodie Foster, a very famous actress who, I guess has a totally fine life right now. She's not screwed up or weird. When she was young, she played the prostitute.
But what about Drew Barrymore? When she was young, she was acting, and wasn't she like doing drugs at 13?
Yeah, she was smoking and at 8, and she was doing cocaine at 10 or whatever it was. I don't know. I mean, if they can do that, and I think Jodie Foster was smoking a cigarette in the movie. If I might be mistaken on that, but that was an Academy Award winning movie, Taxi Driver. And if that's okay, and we hold these actresses up like, oh, that's fine, why is this a criminal offense? I don't know that this rises to the level of criminal offense.
I'm not sure if this is what you're saying, Kim, but if it was good rapping,
Well, I was kind of joking that the rapping was bad and the name is terrible.
It both are true. So like, and you said his father's not an award-winning writer or producer or anything. So if the stuff was good, then does it change it somehow? Because it's obvious this stuff is pretty bad, as far as, I don't know, quality. I think it's pretty bad.
I don't know if I would, be able to argue that any of that is good for a kid, but it's very subjective.
I mean, what I mean is like good as in quality. Like if he can rap like Kanye and Jay-Z, then maybe he could pull it off. But no, it doesn't matter. It's like you said, it's a hard case to come out to because there are those situations where in an acting world it comes out that way, or even in music. You have kids in music.
Yeah, and look, there are a lot of kids who play roles where there's bad words being used. Even on Modern Family, I think they said fuck or whatever it was, what's her name? Brooke Shields. She was in Blue Lagoon, she was in Butterfly. All these movies where they sexualize, very young children. I mean, definitely under 14. And if that's okay, I just don't see why this would be, a criminal offense. It seems too much. Is it bad parenting? Yes, I think it's bad parenting. I don't think he should be saying these things and doing these things, but am I ready to take the child away? No. I'm not. It's too much.
I don't think you can either. It's hard. It sucks because I think there's a lot of instances where you leave the child with the parents and you're like,
I mean, he's not in physical harm. I mean, yes, he's not getting the best example from his dad. I just don't think it rises to the level of harm for the child where the state has to take the child away. I think it has to be a pretty high bar.